Hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. You get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlift. Back to another episode of K-Fraud TV. Y'all go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell though so you can see it first. Alright, so for the most part, this little video here, I'm gonna be speaking on someone that I was actually in prison with. And that's my dog Tampa Jit. Now, I'm gonna break it down a little bit about Tampa Jit and what made me do this video. Tampa Jit was like, you know, he was affiliated, you feel me? I said in one of my videos prior to this one that me and him fought 5 rounds before. And he was just one of them, you know, he was one of them people that, you know, he liked to smoke Tunchi and shit like that. And, but other than that, he was a real cool person, you feel me? Like, you know, he was a blood, he was a West Side blood. I ended up fighting him, you know, me and him got into it one time, and we ended up fighting 5 rounds. But then, when I actually fought another gang member, and when I knocked his golds out, some other gang members' golds, that gang's brother actually, Tampa Jit actually fought his brother. So it's like, he ended up being like, you know, it made us cooler because we fought, and then he ended up going in behind me. You feel me? He ended up fighting another gang member's brother behind me because I swung on one gang member. You feel me? So, but anyways, I broke it down before how me and him had got into it. Now, I got a bunch of, like, you know, clips that he was in Volume 1 and Volume 2 with me while we was in prison, which I'm going to be throwing some of them clips in here anyways. But let me go ahead and drop one just so y'all can understand who it is I'm speaking on. Early morning Snapchat. What's up, y'all boys?
You already know, man. We supposed to twack stick, man. That's what goes on. What's up, K-Fraud TV?
You already know. So, while we was locked up at Charlotte, you know, I gave him the little nickname Homer because he was always high. He was always like, you know, like stuck and shit, you know, on that Tunchi. But for the most part, he was cool peoples, you know, like, he, you know, at one point, I actually had, you know, a cell phone that he held it for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, he couldn't get on it or anything like that, but he held it, like, when I went to school, I'd make sure, boom, my phone was, you know, I trusted him more than I did people that I was rocking with in there, you feel me? And all he wanted to do was to at least call once a month to get some money from his, you know, his peoples. So that way he can get high and do what he got to do, you feel me? But, so, for the most part, they came in for do a shakedown one time. He fumbled, he got spooked, and he threw it in the trash can. It was inside of an eyeglass case, my phone. So, it got knocked off, you know, during shakedown or whatnot. I was on the rec yard. I seen, you know, the inmates that were helping officers clean up all the contraband that they confiscated and shit like that. And actually, in my mind, I know that back in the day, you know, the routes were through the trash. So after the whole shakedown went down, I decided to slide up on the canteen man, bang her on deck to see if he see my phone. You feel me? And long story short, I ended up getting my phone back from him. I only had lost it for like 5 hours. I got it right back. Like after 5 hours, I got my phone back. He actually had it inside the canteen building. The canteen man, he went to open the door because they walk around with like a shoestring with a key on it, and that's the canteen man. He's the one that can open the door and go inside the canteen window. You feel me? Other inmates ain't allowed in there, but like it's like the store. So I caught him actually, you know, opening the thing, and I ran down on him and I was like, "Hey, bro, what's up? Check me out. You ain't see nothing in the trash can that ain't belong to you? You feel me?" And he was like, "Nah, bro, not that I know of." And I said, "Man," and when I went to up my fire, when I clutched it, and when I went to pull it out, it didn't even have a handle on it. It was just a long piece of steel, already sharpened and all. When I went to pull it out, he was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." He said, "What is it? You maybe listen, bro. Maybe I seen it." And he asked me to come into the canteen building, and he brought me into the store and closed the door behind me. And my homeboy Pop, which was a GD, he actually just came back from work release that day. He went to work release from Charlotte, violated, and months later came back. He actually was in the property room. He just got off the bus, and he seen me mobbing the pound or whatever, and he was like, "Bro, what's up, bitch?" Da 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 da. So he came with me. I told him to keep a lookout while I, you know, pressed this canteen dude about my phone. You feel me? Because they were the ones that took the trash out, and you know, any inmate's not gonna not look through the trash if this is all contraband that the police and shit are taking, all thrown in a pile, but you got to take it out. You know, you're a convict. So long story short, when I upped the file on him, he said, "Bro, come here, bro, come here." You know, shit like that. And I went in there, He said, bro, what does it look like, bro, that you're missing? I said, listen, bro, I'm missing my jack, bro. I ain't got time to talk about it, you feel me? And then he was like, all right, bro, all right. Well, he went down on the ground up under all the cases of soups, and he handed me my wall charger. I had an actual wall charger for this one because there was a hidden spot where I could charge the phone at. So he gave me my wall charger. He's like, hey, bro, bend the block. He's like, walk around the pound one time and come back. I got to go over here into the Life Path dorm. I got it stashed over there. I'm like, all right, say no more. So I walk outside, boom, I circle around, boom, boom, boom. I come back. He gave me my jack. It was inside of a phone case and all. And now, since he gave me my jack and he found it and everything, I blessed him. I gave him $100, which is a whole swipe. You can only spend $100 a week on Canteen. Mine was already spent, but my dog Pop, that just came back from work release, had money in his account already from his work release. So he's like, bitch, go ahead, bro, you already know. And he gave me the guy. I said, here, go ahead, bro, swipe this bitch. Take a whole yard off there. Do your thing, you feel me? Bet that up, bro. You feel me? I blessed him because I believe in good karma. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have to give him shit. He already gave me my phone back. But since he did, and it's a cell phone, you know, I blessed him. You know, everybody has a hustle, so I'm like, boom. And it kept my face real clean with the Canteen man after that. Now I could take someone's ID if I wanted to and go slide up on him and give it to him, even though you're not allowed to use someone else's ID. And he'll scan that bitch and let me take the money off people's accounts if I wanted to. All because, you know, I believe in good karma, and I blessed him with a whole yard. You feel me? I told my dog Pop already knew I'll get him back. You feel me? So, and that's how that went. Now, back to the Tampa Jit shit. So, Tampa Jit, you know, me and him, we ended up, you know, arguing and shit, whatever, about the whole phone situation. You know, like, damn, bro, you play, bro, you threw my shit in there. You feel me? And, you know, I wanted to grid him and everything, but his big homie was my homeboy. So he came down there and was like, man, that's a dead issue, bro. You feel me? You got the jab. You feel me? Like, because it did get knocked off, but I got it back. You see what I'm saying? So that's why his head, you feel me, from Orlando, you know, wanted to dead the issue. You feel me? So I was like, all right, fuck it, live what it is. Boom. But he still was my dog, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got into it with a G, he took off on one of the G's brothers, and they ended up gridding. You see what I'm saying? So he was still my dog, you feel me? He just liked to get high. Now, another thing, like, he was in and out of confinement and shit because he's doing anything to get high, you feel me? But he's been to prison a couple times. Now, when I touched down on the streets, you feel me? You know, he's from Tampa, you feel me? So when I touched down on the streets or whatever, me and him were going back and forth online, you feel me? All Hollister down, you see what I'm saying?
On this here. Yeah. Nigga stay dead fresh. That part.
Your boy dead fresh too, nigga. We still kept in touch a little bit on the streets, you feel me? Now, the whole reason that I'm making this video today about Tampa Jit, you feel me, is because I actually had one of my followers, you know, send me a screenshot that another channel, which is DJ Vlad TV, I guess, DJ Vlad or whatever, DJ Vlad posted this in his community that he was just recently arrested, my homeboy Tampa Jit, and I felt like I should speak on it because, you know, that's my dog, a little piece, and we did time together. So the whole situation with this, he got arrested in Tampa. He's in Hillsborough County Jail right now. He got arrested in Tampa for a couple different charges, you know, heroin or whatever it may be, all these other stuff like that. Now, while he was in there, you know, he ended up getting positive of the virus that is going on right now. You know, and due to the virus, they released over 90-something people from the Hillsborough County Jail that didn't have violent charges. You know, they didn't have violent charges, so the government granted them to get released, you know. So, you know, I'm going to put the link in the description of the video, in the comment section. Y'all will see the link that I'm speaking on. So, he ended up getting released for having the symptoms of the virus. Now that he got released, as soon as he got out from getting released from the symptoms of the virus, he actually got out and was just recently arrested on a murder charge. Okay? Now, everybody's, you know, innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not going to really speak on the case like that or anything. But what I am going to say is, the reason I'm making this video is because not only did I know him and do time with him and shit like that, but now they're saying that he used his you know, his health and his issues with his sickness and everything to go out and catch a murder charge, you know? So that was brought to my attention. So to me, I felt like that was kind of like a topic to speak on, you feel me? Because he's being held right now with no bond in the Hillsborough County Jail, which is Tampa. And he literally got out due to the corona symptoms and ended up getting out, and I guess caught like a murder with a firearm charge. Like right after that, they took him right back to jail. So when the follower that, you know, sent me a picture and was like, hey, don't you know this guy? Don't you know this guy? And it was the exact picture that is on my thumbnail right now. That same picture is what DJ Vlad, the YouTube channel, they have millions of subscribers, but that channel posted it on their community just yesterday. So once I seen it, I'm like, damn. So I read it. I clicked the link that they added, which is the same link that's going to be in the comment section. And I read up on it and everything. And I was like, damn, dog, it just sucks to see little bro, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's young, dog. So it's like he had went to prison one time already. And then I met him. And then when I met him, it was his second bid. He ended up getting out and going back to prison again. You know, like he ended up so he went to prison 3 times. And then now he's in there right now on this shit that he's facing now. You feel me? And it just, from my point of view, it just sucks, like, to see someone go back, especially when you met him in there, you know, because I remember the days and nights of being in the dorm with him. The whole dorm sleep, everyone's sleeping, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's walking around trying to get high on Tunchi, or he begging me for a soup, or, you know, but at the same time, he was on his Tunchi shit, you know what I'm saying? And they used to call him Tampa Jit, you know what I'm saying? You know, he used to be on his little junkie shit, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time also, he stayed in some shit, you know, and he showed himself to me in several situations that he fucked with me. You know, he used to say, that white boy hit hard. That white boy hit hard. That's what he used to tell people. Like, that white boy hit me hard on my shit when he hit me. You know what I'm saying? And I said it to him before in one of my fighting videos. You know, he called me like a puss-ass cracker or whatever, and then told me to get to the bathroom. So when we went to the bathroom, he went to talk, and I ran up and stole him. Boom. I didn't want to talk because he already done tried me, you feel me? And we got into it and shit. And then shout out to my dog Stunt, which is an East Side blood. He was the one that did a video on 1090's page not that long ago. He slid down there the next day and was like, boy, I heard you done got into it with a West Side. You feel me? And he was finna rock with me against them if they really wanted pressure. Because the East Side and West Side don't really get along like that. You feel me? Even though they the same, you know, they bloods, but they don't get along like that. So most of the violence you see in prison be gang on gang. And it truly be bloods, East Side and West Side, you know, eating each other and stabbing each other and shit. So he came down there and was like, boy, it ain't nothing about fraud. Boy, y'all tripping. But it really wasn't. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't going to lead to nothing more than a fight with him anyways, because his big homie was my dog. And he came down there after the fight. Because when I fought Tampa J, he had just got to the camp. He ain't even meet his big homie yet. But I knew his big homie already. So when I had fought him, his big homie came down there and was like, man, I got to go meet my new brother that's down there on the other side of the compound. And I got to meet, and I got to see who this white boy is. Because supposedly I got a new brother down there that just fought some white boy. And when he came down there and he seen it was me, he was like, Fro, tell me it ain't you. I said, nigga, what you mean, brother, nigga? And I broke it down. I was like, man. He was like, oh, man. So he's like, man, little bro, you fought the coolest white boy on the pound. Out of everybody here, bro, you tried the coolest white boy on the pound, bro. He like, bro, I could have told you about Frog. Frog gonna get off on you. And he was like, nah, bro, man. And then he was like, man, that shit a dead issue. It's dead. That shit dead, little bro. Frog, that shit dead. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Ain't none of my brothers coming for you, no nothing. So on my face of being cool with the head, it was a dead issue when I fought Tampa Jit. You see what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, I'm basically, you know, going to wrap this one up. But I just want to speak on Tampa Jit because it's like, damn, dog, he's so young. And like I said, I ain't going to speak on the case. But, you know, when you catch stuff like that, it's like your life's over with, dog. You know, and even if it ain't that, even if it isn't the charges they have, when you've already been there 2-3 times, bro, they're going to try to get rid of you, bro. And it doesn't matter how young you are. You know, they got young people in there that are 20 years old, 40 years, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come on here, man, you know what I'm saying, and say free Tampa Jit. That's simple, bro. You know what I'm saying? You innocent until proven guilty. That's simple, dog. And then I can't get on here and and you know, talk bad about him for committing a charge or anything like that, because we never know what led to that to happen. We don't know the real story. Nobody does, you know. So there's reasons to not, you know, commit murder, and then there's reasons in my eyes to commit murder. So, like, you know, or he could just be caught up and be the wrong person. You never know what it is. But I just wanted to get on here and say, you know, free Tampa Jit, dog. You feel me? I gave him the little nickname Homer when we were in prison. Every time I pull out the camera, I'd be like, Homer, what's up? Homer, go home, man. What they do, Homer? What's up, man? You know you got fans. What's up, Homer, man? Look at my dog right here, y'all. You gonna tell him who you is or what? Oh. You know, just to fuck with him a little piece. But anyways, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in or whatever. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, and I'll see y'all next time, man. It's Frog.